Hi, welcome to this month's Commit Kit. I'm Shauna Alvarez, the Executive Chef at America's Grow-A-Row, and today we are making a super family favorite. It is called Sticky Chicken and Broccoli, and it is from Julia Turshen's cookbook, Simply Julia, which I really love. This is filled with weeknight possible meals, and she is a really great recipe writer. Her recipes really are consistent. What it is we make a little sauce with cornstarch in it. That's sort of the secret ingredient. We cook the chicken in a pan. You cook the broccoli however you want. Today we're going to steam it, and then it comes together probably in like 15 minutes, so it's really accessible on a weeknight. Today we're using chicken, but you could use this technique to make cauliflower, tofu, pork, beef, anything you want. Okay, so we're gonna make the sauce that's featured in this recipe, and this sauce features cornstarch. The cornstarch in the recipe acts as a thickener, so it's gonna take this sort of runny sauce from being sort of very liquidy to being thicker and coating the vegetables and the chicken in a really lovely way. It's a great technique to figure out how to do at home because it sort of like elevates your food right away. Now, there's two things you need to know when you're working with cornstarch. The first thing is you almost always want to dissolve it in a liquid before you add it to a sauce to make sure you get all the lumps out, because those can get kind of gluey and gross. And the second thing is you want to make sure whatever sauce you're making, once it's cooking on the stove or in the oven, comes to a full boil, because when it starts to boil, that's the temperature that the cornstarch gets activated at, and it's going to start doing its job, sort of thickening the sauce and bringing it together. So we're going to dissolve the cornstarch in this recipe in some water, and I always like to use slightly warm liquid. It just makes it easier to mix it up. So we're going to dissolve 1 teaspoon of cornstarch with a couple tablespoons of water. I like to use a fork or a whisk, and you just kind of make what's called a slurry. And once it's all sort of mixed in and not lumpy, you're ready to go. Most important thing when you're cutting up chicken is if it's raw chicken that you sort of are very careful about your food safety. Here at the kitchen at the farm, we have separate plastic mats, and the red ones are designated for protein. It makes it really easy for me to wash up. Just make sure you have clean hands, clean utensils, clean cutting board, wash frequently. And then when it comes to the protein, today we're using chicken, which is obvious, but you just want to cut it to a size that's about bite size, and you want to make sure they're roughly the same size. That means it'll cook quickly, it'll cook at the same rate, and that's true of any kind of protein or substitution you use here. So if it's cauliflower florets or tofu or pork, shrimp, just make sure it's roughly the same size. So this is a really great, family-friendly, easy recipe to get on the table. I hope you really enjoy it. It is really delicious and kind of sticky and sweet, and if you want to, you can add the hot sauce of your choice to the sauce when you're making it. That's how Julia does it in her cookbook. And I would serve it over rice or rice noodles. I use broccoli today, but you could use sugar snap peas or bell peppers, any sort of vegetable that you really like, you could mix in as well, make it like a stir fry. Just be aware when you add the vegetable to the dish, it's going to release a little bit of water, so it's going to change the texture of the sauce a little bit. So if you want it really sticky, cook the vegetable on the side. All right, have a great day. Thanks.